Hi, I've just read a post from Barbara, who's in the myelopathy support group, and her sister-in-law is a GP, and her sister-in-law seems to know very little about myelopathy, and for Barbara, that has made her feel like she's inventing her symptoms. And I think that sums up how I've ended up in an adult mental health unit. Following what I said yesterday, I had two more children, and when I was pregnant on the fourth time, my husband had to drive me to A&E because I thought I was losing the baby. And I now know that what was happening to me was I was getting muscle spasms that seemed very much like contractions. But when I would go to the hospital, I would be moving okay. They do an ultrasound and it didn't show up anything. And I started feeling like I was, a mother who worries, or, they were telling me, come on, you've had two kids before, you should be coping better than this. And I found that all quite difficult because, my family felt that as well, come on now, just get on with it. And so the advice that people gave me was, try exercising more. So I exercised every day, swimming, dance classes, and my symptoms just seemed to be getting worse, but I didn't go back to the doctor. I kept things inside and I dealt with the pain on my own. Soldiering on is exactly the wrong thing to do. People will tell you things like, have you tried vitamin D? Have you tried a hot water bottle? The sort of comment that would just send you up the roof if you are suffering chronic pain. So I was still working even after my fourth child, and I started to take time off here and there. My colleagues started questioning, was there actually something wrong with me? My doctors doubted me, my extended family doubted me, and I started losing confidence in myself. I gave up teaching. I resigned from it. I didn't get sicked off or anything. I didn't stay in contact with my colleagues that I'd worked with for 12 years because I felt let down by them. And I didn't tend to socialise that much. One, because I had a young family. Two, because I was in a lot of pain. And three, because I just felt that there was this issue about, Alison's had depression and Alison's not coping. And all those things made me feel insecure. So it's just that when those you trust, like professionals, like your family and friends, work colleagues, when they start to doubt you, obviously you will doubt yourself. So it snowballs. You start to feel a little bit paranoid as well because you think, oh, are they all discussing, me? And that didn't help. So I went out less. I became a little bit of a hermit. I withdrew. All the things that are bad for my mental health, I did. And obviously I've had 3 operations, and one might think that after the operation, people will then be on your side, but that wasn't the case, because lots of people thought I'd had an operation and it fixed me. Lots of medical professionals thought I'd had an operation and it fixed me. Even the surgeons and the team at my hospital thought I was fixed. So when I started getting symptoms, again, very soon after, 6 months after I'd had the first anterior dissection and fusion, when I contacted them, they said, no, Mrs. Murphy, that's not possible. And so I ended up again in this situation where I had terrible pain, very poor mobility. In fact, I was back in a wheelchair, and I still felt people didn't believe me or didn't understand what I'd gone through. And I had a second operation, I had a third operation and I'm still in this position. Nothing really has changed for me. I am having all the symptoms I had before. I'm having terrible pain. I'm taking lots of medication. I am actually officially now back in a wheelchair. And I'm still having, it's me that has to push with the surgeons. It's me that's got to push with the doctor. It's me that's got to push with neurologists. And I know what's going to happen is I can bet you 10 out of 10, my next operation will be via A&E again. So it is very, very difficult. So Barbara, you know, you are not alone. If anyone is feeling bad about themselves, worried about their condition, it's so important that you don't do what I did. Please don't withdraw from your family, your friends, your job. You know, we've ended up in financial difficulties. All sorts of things have kind of gone wrong for me and my family because I've had this condition that's very misunderstood. And I think myelopathy.org is doing so much to change that, and I appreciate everyone who works there and behind the scenes, and I hope to do some fundraising, and I hope anybody out there who feels up to it could do some fundraising. Thank you myelopathy.org, thank you myelopathy support, and if I help anybody today, that would be brilliant. It makes my day. I'm getting someone to talk to. All you guys out there, I'm getting things off my chest, and that's making me feel so much better. So I hope that I might make somebody else better. You're not alone. You know, you're not mad. It's happened to all of us. Everyone have a brilliant weekend, and thank you. I know I've rambled on. Bye.